Hello everyone, this is Clay and welcome to another MuviToon studio update. Tonight I want to show you a few things different and some changes I made. I think you're gonna like these changes. Now you remember how we talked about the island creator, the quick island and the draw island? Well, I made some changes with the script and fixed it where I don't need the ocean to create the island. Don't worry, the ocean is still there. I just separated the scripts a little bit. So I gave the ocean its own script, and then the draw island and the quick island their own script. So in other words, I don't need either one of them to create the other. So, and the reason why I did that because I have an idea, and I actually he may not know this, but Mike Boone, he kind of like gave me an idea. But he was asking me about props for hill props that you can maybe put textures and give them different colors. So I got to thinking of the quick island and the draw island. So if I can separate the scripts where I don't need the ocean, or where I don't need the ocean to make the islands, I can use those to create hills. So that gave me the idea to change the quick island and the draw island, quick terrain and draw terrain. So I'm going to change that. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I go into the world builder, and right now I'm at Quick Island. I already got Quick Island tab open. But you notice how I changed the title to Quick Terrain Maker? Well, I'm going to change the label to all of this. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the draw island too. So now I can draw an island without the ocean. Instead of it being an island, it'll be a terrain. So sort of like a hill. So we can use these to make hills. You know what I mean, Mike? But let me show you. So I already got the enable island clicked. We're going to find a good place for it. Maybe right here. Okay, so you back up a little bit. And then we can change the width of the island, or hill, or terrain, whatever you want to call it. And we can give it a little bit height. We can even change the length. We want a smaller hill. So, yeah, so we got that done. So you got your first hill right there. If you feel like you may need to, lowering it a little bit, if it's too high, if it's not how you like it, you can get to the side and maybe look from the side view and see if that's about right. To me, that's about right. Okay, and you can also use, let me unclick that. You can also use the paint island, which is fixing to be paint terrain maker. So I'm going to click the draw tool, going to add the land. I'll keep the brush size like that and just draw the shape of your hill. Like that. Okay, and then you can before you adjust it, before you generate it, you want to, I think that hill might be kind of high, so I don't want it too high, so I'll bring it down a little bit. And we'll use the beach width, about maybe quarter of a way, soft coastlines. All this is going to be changed. I'm going to come up with different names for them. Might be right. So I'm going to generate the hill, and there we go. I think that's a real good start for a hill. And whatever choice is good for you, the quick terrain or the draw terrain. Now, like Mike said, it'd be cool if we had a prop for a hill where we can change colors and add textures to it. Well, I did something like that, and I only have a button in the quick island draw. I'm going to change that. I'm going to make a button for both sections so you can paint the island or the hills. And I keep getting it mixed up because we knew what it was before. Okay, so I'm going to click Island Painter, which is supposed to be Terrain Painter because I already changed the title and the tab. So right now I got the color right here, which is green, and I gotta have the paint mode in color. I got two paint modes, color and texture. Okay, and then I have the brush shapes. I got soft circle, hard circle, square circle. I meant square. There ain't no such thing as a square circle, is it? I got a square and diamond. So I'm gonna leave it on soft circle. And when you make sure our brush tool is set on paint, because right now I got paint, erase, and sample. Now sample, if we want the terrain or the hill to match the color of the ground of the valley, we can put sample and click on anywhere on the ground, and if you watch the color, the paint color, it'll change. So now it'll be that color. Alright, so I'm going to adjust the strength of the brush. If you don't adjust it before you start, it won't paint. You got to make sure you got some strength to it. Okay, and then let's click on that. You got to click on the island to activate the brush. And we're going to change the brush size like that. Okay, so now you notice it changed back. So let's get that sample back. Now we're good. And you just left click the mouse, hold on, left click the mouse and hold on it, and you can just brush away. Let's make that brush size a little bigger. And you can move the keys around so you can, whoops, you can move around while you're painting. If you mess up on your paint job, all you have to do is go to paint and erase, and you can erase it. Now you can adjust the size of your brush if you just want to do little thin areas. Whoops, let's go back to paint. And then you can maybe change the shape. I'll do square. You can change it to square or diamond. But I'm going to erase that. Go back to soft circle. Change that size and just erase all that. So I actually made two features in one, and didn't even realize it until I thought about it. So let me try that. So I did that, and I said, you know what? You really don't need to make a prop for a hill. You can use the terrain creator to make your hills. Okay, so that's the color part. Now we want to do textures. Let's see. So we can use textures on both of these hills. Let me get in between them. Okay, so in order to do textures, you got to make sure the paint mode is in texture. Okay, so now what we got to do is we got to load up a texture. Now, once to do this, the texture is going to come from somewhere that I haven't showed you yet. And it was something I was talking about what I was going to do with all the other assets I have, like the characters and the props. Well, I finally did something, And I did something similar to MovieZoo because I was looking at the MovieZoo asset browser, the content browser they got, and I said, I'm going to do something like this. So when I click on the texture library, it's going to bring up the asset browser. Okay, so let me click on the texture library and it'll bring up the asset browser. And you can see it's already at textures. Okay, and I'll show you a little bit more later about on these textures and what it can do, what it holds, what's all there, or how it works. So once you look at the textures and you pick the one you want, like that one, and then you watch over here, which I gotta line that up better and make it smaller. Okay, so if you watch right in here, once I select that texture, a little texture preview is gonna be right there. So I'll select that texture, and there's the texture preview. And it's now loaded on the brush. Okay? Alright, so let's take it off erase and then put it on brush. Gonna lower the size of the brush a little bit. And then start painting. Actually, this is the same texture that I used for the ground. It's just right now, I don't have a way of adjusting the size of the texture, but I will. I'm going to go back and add sliders, just like I did the land textures. So that way you can adjust the textures to match the land, the same size as the land, and it'll all look good. Open that up and let's try another color or another texture. Whoops. Open that up, select. Sometimes I don't know what I'm not paying attention about what I'm doing. Yeah. So that works over here on this island too. Sorry, I don't mean to leave this one out, but or this hill, not island, hill. Oh yeah, Mike Boone, you gave me an idea and you didn't even realize that, I think. But I think that works good for your hills. You got your hills right there. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go back to Quick Island. Okay, and I'm going to, oh, wait a minute, let me go back to paint and disabled painter. Go back to Quick Island and click on that and delete that island. I'm going to delete this one too. Let's see. Delete it. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something else. You may notice the difference in the sky from the last time. The horizon's kind of like a little brighter and a little lighter. It gets kind of like light blue up there. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Environments tab. I'm going to click on Sky Creator. I'm going to go ahead and add me some clouds in there. Not too many. Okay, you've got one little rain cloud right there. Some of them change colors in the darkness. So you got some brighter and you got some darker and that. So, yeah. Now, in this part, what I'm going to show you, I mean, this works in any kind of scene. You've got ground, water, whatever, ocean. It all works good. But I'm going to do the ocean for this because the ocean is reflective. And I like the effects that it makes when I do that. So I'm going to click on World Builder, and I'm going to go to the Ocean tab, and I'm going to activate Ocean. All right, I'm going to make a little scene here, another little island scene. Me, I am a tropical person. I love the tropicals. Even though I hardly ever been to one, but I love tropics. I love anything tropic. And that's why I always come back to this island thing in the ocean. Because I want to create an island, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little sunset scene for you. And this is awesome. I'm going to enable island. I'm going to click one, and I'm going to raise the height. That'd be good. Alright, and then I'm going to close that. So now I'm showing you two different things at one time, because it involves the asset browser. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to add a palm tree in the middle of that. So I'm going to open up the browser. Okay, and then I'm going to go to prop. Everything is organized. Okay, so when you click props and you go down here to categories, you have all props, city props, nature props, and I have the filters, all content, built-in props. Okay, and you got your favorite props, which is none there. All right, so that's some props I generated or I imported, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. So you got city props, nature props. I'm going to add more later on, so there's going to be a lot more assets when MuviToon is launched. Okay, so I am going to look for the palm tree that I wanted to use. The one I used before. I don't have no other ones right now, but I am going to make some that are better than this, because this palm tree has got some issues, even though it looks good. But I'm going to redo it because it's got issues, and I'll show you. Alright, so let me keep pushing the wrong buttons. You see how them clouds are going in front of it? It's really not in front of it. It's actually behind it. If you can see the trunk, I have a transparent opacity issue with the leaves of the tree. So it's not MuviToon. It's that tree. It's that model. I got to go back and redo it. Make a whole new one. And hopefully it won't do it again. So, but let me go up to, let me go back to the sky creator. Let me lift those clouds up a little bit more. So, okay. That's good. We go back to Island Creator. Okay. I'm going to do it right there. Because see, the sun is right there. Okay. Alright, so I want to put a character there. So I'm going to open up the browser again, and I'm going to go to characters. And there's all the characters. They're no longer in that annoying thing that pops up right over here. I can't believe I made it like that the first time. But, you know, it was starting off. I said I was going to improve everything as I go. So, believe me, I use MovieZoo as a guide. You know, a guide. So I go back and I try to do what it does, what it has. But it's a lot different, though. I made it a lot different. So I can click on the characters, and the characters themselves, they got categories like history, which right now is only the caveman. Those are the only humans I have right now. The alien is the only sci-fi character I have right now. And then you got superheroes. And the superhero guy, which I'm going to change his name for something else, but he's still going to be a superhero. He's still going to be dressed the same. Maybe Super Dude, I don't know. But right now, I am going to go to humans, and I am going to use maybe clay. So I click on clay, and then add them to the island. He's going to look at the sunset. I am going to grab him. And yes, I'm still going to fix that height, that float. him floating. It's a lot to do with that Nash mesh agent. So I gotta go back and do that. And also, once everything I'm showing you, once I improve one more thing on the browser, I'm going to start work on the characters. And that's including this height problem where it's like he's floating. That's including that. But most of all, the sockets for the faces and everything. I'll talk to you a little bit more about that in a few minutes. But right now, I want to show you um, why the sky is different. Okay, so now I am going to go to the environment tab, and I'm going to go to day night, and I'm going to create a sunset that looks cool, really cool, beautiful. Well, I'm going to set the time of day to around. You watch how the sky. Well, there's a sunset over. I guess I aimed it wrong or guessed at it wrong because I want to put that palm tree in there. Okay, so now watch how the sky changes. Watch the sunset. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, I've always wanted to have a animation software that you can create beautiful sunsets. And that's the reason I use post-processing for the sky and the horizon and everything. Because without that, you couldn't achieve this effect with the orange and the red and the purple, the blue. It all comes together, and you even got a little bit of stars showing up in the sky as it gets late during in the evening time. So yeah, that's one of my favorite things right here. I believe that this would be one of the MuviToon's signature features. So yeah. Okay, so let's keep it right there because it's so beautiful. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to talk more about the browser. Let me open up the browser. Okay, now when I started talking to y'all about it, I kept mentioning how we're going to change the characters, put them somewhere because I didn't like the way I had it before. And like I said, I went back to MovieZoo and I kind of like got the idea from their browser, but I made mine a little different. So I add, and you see the stars on the corners of some of them, those are for uh, favorites. Those are my favorites that I have right now. Even there's like three of them the same thing, but I'm going to change it all out because I got some really good textures that I'm going to add in there that's going to be coming with MovieToon. But these textures are just for test only. So, but if by any chance, whenever you're going through the browser and you're looking at certain, because this works the same way, and if you're looking at certain uh, assets in the browser and you like that, and you want to mark it to where you know which one it is, well, you can do that. So all you do is like find one you like, you click on it, and these buttons highlight. Now you can delete it, or whatever. But here's the favorite. So once you select the one that you want, you click favorite, and it adds a star to it. Now, if I close it and then go back to it, and you can go to your favorites, I got it in the filters down here. And that's the favorites. And it'll show all the favorites. And it will save. No matter how many times you close MovieToon or turn off your computer, it's going to and come back to it. Your favorites are still going to be in there. Even the user's assets. Now these are assets. I pretend like I was a user, and I created my own little user. Let me show you. So I go into the documents, and you got MovieToon. That's where it's at. So user library. Okay, and you got characters, effects, props. sound, terrain, textures. And there's those textures that I'm showing you. So whenever you import your own texture, it creates your folder for you. This is your own little, everybody will have their own little library once they install MuviToon and start using it. It would automatically start creating your own little library. Everything's right there. Okay? So, and if you don't like a certain one, you can delete it and it takes it right out of your library. Okay? But if you click on one, see, like built-ins, you see the delete button is disabled. You cannot delete built-in assets. That's any asset. You cannot delete them, especially like the characters. Right now, the characters, whoops, I'll fix it later. But right now, you can't delete the characters either. Okay. So I'm going to create backdrops, effects, light props, like lamps and stuff like that, street lights and all that. And then every category will have a category within it. Like all props, once you click on it, say like characters, more categories within the category will add to it. And it would even your users' assets, the ones, all the stuff that you import will have a filter thing. So right now it don't. So yeah, even in your characters, when you import a character from Character Studio, it's all going to end up right in this, like in your built-in. Your built-in, once you do your built-in, not built-in, I'm sorry, talking about your user's asset, it's going to have characters or whatever, all that inside there. So even like in your props, so if you import props, then you'll have your library will build up and all your filters and everything. You'll have your own little personal filters and all that. So, but you would still have the category for built-in. The built-in, all contents built-in, all that are default. So you can't change those. So yeah. Now to add asset, pretty much did away with that. I'm going to take this button off because for one, or either that I may change it to where it'll pop up something else if it's to show you. And if you notice at the bottom toolbar, the bar that has the timeline, I got another little button right there, and it is called Prop Studio. So I'm going to have that connected to here too. That way, whenever you want to add or import your own props, that Prop Studio will pop up. But then again, maybe not, because we're talking about assets. But yeah, it probably will, because props is almost any asset except for your textures. So now on the texture part, let me show you, because right now I got props because it doesn't work on the props. But if I click textures and I want to import my own texture, it'll open up the browser. So now, and that's the only one that it will work at. Props, no, because nothing is there. It's just going to be, I'm going to change this to add textures because it's only going to work for the textures. Everything else is props. Okay, so now, except for effects, I don't know how I'm going to do effects yet because I haven't really thought about its design yet. But I'm going to have different effects. So, alright, so, anyway, I am going to close the browser. Okay, and then I'm going to show you the Prop Studio. Prop Studio is something that I've come up with. This is something MovieToon don't have because the way MovieToon works, you upload your props and it's already set for you. Yeah, I know that's the easy way to go, but I want you to have more of options to edit your props. Okay, so I'm gonna open it up, and this is Prop Studio. Okay, you got different panels, which nothing happens yet until you uh, import your prop. Okay, so what you do, okay, so you're going to import your prop. You find a prop that you're going to use, and I have these right here. These aren't. I got one in MovieToon folder. Uh, I've already got this in there 2 times. You already seen it, and it's an oak tree. Well, I'm going to click that. This is just to show you how it works. It works with any kind of prop that you want to use. Import that. And if anything goes wrong, it'll say model not model not imported or loaded or whatever. It'll tell you that, but so far, model imported successfully. So you can either click on the preview tabs or you can just click next and it'll just take you to that tab. And that's what I normally do. All right, now it's the background of the prop studio is transparent. That's why you see it. It's almost you can see the colors behind there. Yeah. So anyway, this is the prop that you just imported, and you can left click the mouse and hold it, and you can turn it, spin it around, move it around in that, and you got all the information for the prop. You got the name prop, the file prop name, then you got how many mesh it has, materials, uh, vertices, triangles, and one texture. Well, yeah, and you can use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Okay, like that. Okay, I'm going to fix it where you can drag it up and center it back, or I'm going to make a button where you can recenter it. So once it looks, if that prop looks okay to you, you can go to the next, and it'll take you to the collider tab. You can either click on it or you can push next. So this is the collider tab. This gives you the choice of what kind of collider you want to use for it. Okay, what a collider is, if none of you know what a collider is, it's the boundary between objects and ground and stuff like that. So, let's say like the other video that you seen, and some of my trees they tip over and that because my character hit it or another. That is because of your colliders. All right. So yeah. So right now the default collider is auto box. I don't have it clicked. If I have it clicked by default, then it'll add it on there. Or you can just click add collider. Okay. But you really don't have to use the buttons if you don't want to, because once you select a collider, I have sphere collider, capsule collider, and mesh collider. Once you select another collider, it automatically applies it to the prop. Okay, so you got sphere collider, all right, and then you got capsule collider. Now, capsule collider is the best one for a tree, and you can see why. That's the best one for the tree. Now, you can use mesh collider. What that is, it impels the collider within the mesh of the tree. I really don't. I really haven't used mesh colliders that much, so I really don't know how it would work. But a friend of mine told me you got to have mesh colliders if you're going to do that. The only says, I mean, if you're going to give them a choice between colliders, add the mesh collider too. Now you can probably go into Unity, read up on the mesh colliders and all that, because this is all Unity colliders that you're seeing. It's just I made it to where you won't have to mess with all that, and MuviToon puts it in there for you. So, but me, I like to use, for the trees, I like to use the capsule colliders. It's better. Okay, and then once you get your colliders, the one you want, click Next or click Physics tab at the top, and it'll take you to there. And you have these controls here. Now, if you don't want physics, you can unclick it. And the tree don't do anything, it'll just float in the air or whatever, because it don't have no physics to it. And all the information of the physics of the model is right here. So when you change the sliders, some of the values will change. But me, I like to keep the physics enabled. If you don't want to use gravity, it'll float in the air. You can uncheck that. But I am going to keep it clicked. If you want to ignore all the physics, you can click that and then you can ignore all the physics. So I'm going to leave all that alone because I want physics. And that's basically the custom. So you're just, when you got it on custom by default, it is by the default. And then you can just do the settings yourself. But if you click on presets, I got different ones. I got light plastic, heavy plastic, wood, stone, concrete, and metal. I also have rubber, glass, ice, and paper. Now, since it's a tree, and we know tree is wood, so I'm going to choose the wood preset. Yeah. And once I get that done and everything's the way I want it, I'll click Next or go to the Options folder. Now, this right here is where you can change the display. You can rename the props right here, and then you can change the author's name. You can say it's made for you. If you made it, you can put your name on there. And then right here, you can describe what it is. Explain to what it is. A description of that prop. Okay. So once you get all that done, you'll click Next, and it'll take you to the Save tab. And the Save tab, this will generate your thumbnail. Okay, don't worry because the thumbnail won't see the collider. It'll just be the tree. And the background and all that will be a little brighter. But once you get it the way you want it, all right, let me show you the prop browser first. Okay, now if I go to Users Asset, wait a minute. Let's take props. Then we'll go to Users Assets. And you see I already got two of the same tree that I'm doing right now because I've been practicing with it. This is just for showing you. I'm showing you how to do this. So there's going to be another one there. There'll be the third one. So let me close that. Now let's go ahead and save your prop. Now once you save your prop, it'll tell you, right now it's saying ready to save your MuviToon prop. Okay, once you save it, if anything goes wrong, it will highlight red and tell you what's wrong. And over here, you'll see the ones that are missing will be highlighted. One of these will be highlighted. So it won't let you import your prop until you go back to these tabs, because I don't have a back button. So you just have to click on one of these tabs, go back in order, and do everything you didn't add to it, and then till you get to where all of this is green. It only happens when you push Save Prop. So I'm going to push Save Prop. Now it says Prop Package created successfully. Now if it didn't go right, it would be red and it'll tell you that certain things are missing. and it'll tell you right here which ones are missing. Then you got to go back and add them before you can save it. But that one went good. So I'm going to close that. You remember what I showed you about the asset browser? Okay, so go to prop. You remember it was only 2 trees in there, right? Click on prop and assets. Well, it's already set for users assets. And there's the third prop right there. And I can click it and it will import. I know it's a little small. And there it goes. It rode off. It rode off into the ocean. Well, if I click that, let's delete it. Let me get somewhere closer to the middle of the island so it won't roll off. Okay, I have to fix it. Don't worry, I'm going to fix that. I'm going to open up the browser. I am going to make hotkeys for everything. Okay. So let's go back to props. It should already be set on it. Click on that tree that I just imported, and there it is. So, and it still has the same functions as the other ones. A little properties window pops up. I'm going to change all of this. So don't worry, it's going to look different. Okay. So if it's not big enough, don't worry. I know I should have made it. Keep upright. So it started tilting over. Did you see that? I know I should have made it a little bigger when I modeled it, but I didn't. I didn't think about it. But that's okay. We can scale it up to size. Like that. And then we can lock it in place. Okay. So we got an oak tree on a tropical island with a couple of palm trees. Now how does that work? I don't know. But isn't that beautiful? I love that sunset. Really do. I'm going to adjust the clouds a little bit because right now the clouds are going over the ocean. That's why I didn't go past the ocean yet. I got to fix the layers. I'm going to go back and put everything in order in layers and so that I can make them clouds go past the sun. Make it beautiful. And then I'm going to do the script to where when the sun passes over the cloud, the clouds pass over the sun, you'll see the shadow of the cloud go by. Realism. I'm going to realism here. I mean, everything I experience in real life, nature, I'm going to add it in there. I'm going to at least try to, and still give it more of a CGI look. And this is what I'm shooting for. I'm trying to give everything a good CGI look. I don't know what you think of it. If you think it looks CGI or not, I don't know. But I'm shooting for it. See, what else did I want to show you? I think that's pretty much it. Okay, on the draw island and that, when I was telling you you can use the hills. Alright, so if let me go here. I go to draw island. I click on an island. Well, it's really not that one because it only works on the draw ones. Add land. It's there. I'm gonna generate it. And if I click on it, undo that. So if I click on it, the edit coastline pops up. You remember how I showed you this? Well, this also works for the hills. You can use the draw. Whenever you're doing the draw hills, you can use this too. It will work on there as well. And you notice how these were blue, but now they're pink? That's because of the sky. So, basically, so that's pretty much it on this update. The next update will probably be on the characters because I got a little bit more touch up all I have to do right now is everything that I showed you, islands and all that, because I haven't saved it to the save load script yet. Even the ocean, I got to do the ocean. I got to add all that to the save load script. That way, when you save your scene, everything will be in there when you load it back up. And once I do that, my major priority, the major workflow right now that I have set is the characters. Once I get all the sockets and everything working the way they should, then I'm going to use that as framework to put together a character studio. So that way everything will work together. So I want to make sure that the character studio knows where to find MuviToon and import it into the asset library where the characters are. So I have to do I have to work, in order to do that, I have to do the default characters first, and I have to use that as the framework for Character Studio. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So the next time you see me, it may be a while. I may be quiet for a while. So don't give up on me. I'm still going to be working on MuviToon. It's just, to work on certain things, it takes me a while. That's why a lot of times I'm quiet. Um, Especially that big gap of time that I had at the very first time I showed that I was working on MovieToon. At the time, it was just uh, MovieToon. Now it's MovieToon Studios. Okay, so I hope everyone enjoyed this update video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe and put a like. Any ideas for any kind of features or anything, or something that you would like to see what MovieToon can have or would have, things that MovieZoo didn't have. I know right now I already got a bunch of things that MovieZoo didn't have. So, but, you know. Well, that's it. I hope everyone enjoys, and y'all have a good night.